Welcome to our Tasty Dialogues, where we'll be talking about several issues that are topical in our Southern African region. Today, I am joined by a delegate from the ZNCC, Dr. Tinashe Manzungu, to talk about the Namibia-Zimbabwe business opportunities following the meeting that was done at Safari Court between delegates from the two countries to discuss about ways of enhancing their bilateral cooperations and also increase their economic activities. Welcome, Dr. Manzungu.
Thank you so much, Sharon.
Dr. Manzungu, so would you kindly share and explain to our audience the essence of the Namibia-Zimbabwe business meeting? We understand that the two met following the MOUs that were signed the previous day. They met at Safari Court. What stimulated the meeting? Why is it so important to the people from both countries?
Oh, thank you so much. The issue is Zimbabwe and Namibia share history since long back. We remember very well that in 1992, an agreement has been signed between the two governments. And some transformation or implementation has been done, yes, but though not to that extent that we look forward to. So you see, yesterday, other agreements were signed. And of course, now we as business, we follow or we complement what our government policies say. So our two governments have signed bilateral agreements, and we come in to make sure that the agreements or the policies that have been put in place, we implement them. So with our colleagues from the Namibia Chamber of Commerce and Industry and us as Zimbabwe National Chamber of Commerce, we come in to make sure that we make it work. You see that there are a lot of issues where Namibia depends from other countries from within Southern Africa. Say your greatest trading partner is South Africa, right? And we are saying, why not Zimbabwe? Of course, something has been happening in terms of probably vegetables, fruits, but now we want to resuscitate that. You heard our president, comrade, His Excellency Idi Mnangagwa. He mentioned about awakening the sleeping giant. Yes. He mentioned to say we need real people. We need giants to make sure that they step into the country and make sure that it works. So this is the platform. We feel that as Zimbabwe National Chamber of Commerce, our colleagues from here in Namibia are the perfect partners for doing business, spanning from agriculture, construction, not forgetting also tourism, mining. We know Namibia is one of the, probably is number 5 in the world in terms of uranium production. You see, in Zimbabwe we've got vast tracts of land and it's unexplored. We have about 420 million tons in terms of explored mineral, and but untapped. Okay. You see, we need your technical expertise. We need you to come in and do probably the beneficiation, not only beneficiation but mining, not only mining but exploration. So these are opportunities that we are extending to our Namibian people.
Okay, Dr. Manzungu, you know that, well, I understand that, since 1992, there has been some MOUs that were not implemented. So I want to know, between you and the NCCI, do you have a plan to say this is how we're going to implement, or this is how we're going to review the implementations, or this is how we're going to assess the implementations, because we have heard of these things of being signed but not being implemented?
Yes, I think that has been history, and we don't, allow me to say, Sharon, we don't live in the past, we don't live probably in the present, but we live to see what the future holds for us. So we have agreed that we bury the past and make sure that we plan for the future. So the issue is within our hands as business organizations. We have agreed to say, let's say the first leg of implementation of what we have agreed today should be probably witnessed in our forthcoming agricultural society in Harare, in Zimbabwe, this coming August. And they have agreed to come. So we are saying Namibian business people have been invited to come and meet our own people in Zimbabwe, including the ones that have met today. And you know what? For the first time, I've seen a lot of engagements taking place. Namibian companies have agreed to come to Zimbabwe from manufacturing, especially in the furniture industry, and also in the tourism industry. So what does that mean? It means something should start ticking. And to check for progress, we are going to make sure that once they come to Zimbabwe, we also keep record and track of which members have benefited, and probably map the way forward as to how we can make sure that other members should continue benefiting. Yes, for the benefit of the gross domestic product of Namibia and Zimbabwe. For we are the same people.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
we are. Following what Minister Tkoya said, the Namibian Minister of Trade, he said that sometimes there are policies or structures that actually deprive the movement of people with their goods. This has to do probably with the Minister of Immigration. Do you, ZNCC and NCCI, are there anything to ensure that you work with these legal framework that are currently in existence that may restrict the expansion of investments, the issues to do with work permits, the issues to do with the movement of goods and products? Is there any plan on working with these relative ministries?
Actually, as Zimbabwe National Chamber of Commerce, and also from what I heard from Minister Tkoya, who represent interest in Namibia, in Zimbabwe, our main purpose is to make sure that business strives. So for business to strive, government policies should be in place. Ease of doing business is in place, right? And this is what I think, if you listened during the presentation that we did as Zimbabwe National Chamber of Commerce, the government has tried to make sure that there is a smooth flow of activities, to the extent of setting up an agent that will make sure that people who need to come to Zimbabwe and do business are welcomed. ZIDA, I think you saw ZIDA representatives for a year in the meeting. These people are to make sure that if you want to come and invest in Zimbabwe, they take care of you in one office. We have also engaged government, and this has come to fruition. One of the benefits is the emergence of ZIDA. Previously, people would come to Zimbabwe and move from office to office and take months to process permits, where they don't know that, where they are not sure that whether the permits are going to work or come out. You see, at the end of the day, someone would turn back and go. But after wasting monies in trying to look for business, for opportunities. So through the engagement with the government, ZIDA has been formed, and what it means is it's going to be a one-stop shop, meaning to say permits that were probably taking something like 6 months or a year will be probably processed in the least possible time, or if even up to 3 days. We have copied this from Rwanda, whereby you can process a company in 6 hours online. It will be done. We have learned a lot from there through a state visit that was done during the early stages of the new dispensation. And this is what we have just implemented. With ZIDA, we will go forward. Yes.
Okay. Well, our president spoke about the essence of the private sectors in the development of our economy, and also I understand that there are also private companies or parts that are global and that may want to work with Namibia and Zimbabwe. Maybe multinational companies also may want to invest in Namibia and Zimbabwe. But on the other hand, there's also this issue of tax avoidance. I understand that there are several MNCs that have been avoiding tax. Are you also looking at working with Namibia to ensure that in the event that there are multinational companies that wants to invest in the two countries or in the sectors that are common in two countries, to ensure that they don't avoid tax?
Of course, if you see, Zimbabwe has got minerals that include gold and diamond, as an example. Same applies with Namibia, right? But you would see that exports in terms of gold in Zimbabwe, the amount that you see being exported probably is not the amount that has been produced. And the answer that we get from that is tax evasion. You see? Is illicit deals. As I came into Namibia, by the airport, it's written, report any illicit diamond trade. Yes. It shows that even in Namibia, backdoor is moving on. You see now, this is corruption, this is illegal, and for that not to happen, it is not only the cause of those who are doing so, but the policies, you see. I think I have tried to say, in Zimbabwe, this is what we have tried to do, right? In Namibia as well, I think the minister also highlighted some of these issues. The minister was on spot to rebuke government officials in the meeting on the issues to do with ease of doing business. He mentioned to say the vanguard of Namibia lies within the business people. And he pledged, he promised, he said he's going to make sure that business people in Namibia strive to do best. And in the event that there are bottlenecks, he is able and he is willing and he is ready to deal with that, including corruption. This is the same speech that our president also is always saying. And we agree to say we are moving towards that kind of direction whereby we are going to attract not only Southern African countries, not only probably African countries, but international, multinational organizations into our countries in the Southern Africa.
Okay, so are there any frames in place already, or is there anything that you're working towards to ensure that there's actually a framework or a policy, or maybe the two, ZNC and NCCI, can maybe advocate for policy change to ensure that we cover the loophole, we don't bleed?
Already, this has been covered. We have done some work, though we are still exploring for the international market. Already, Comerce was in Kenya last week, and Namibia and Zimbabwe happen to be members there, besides being SADC members, right? And the free trade area also unearths a lot of issues, or it unbundles those barriers that were also causing difficulties in making sure that multinational companies come in. So the Africa Continental Free Trade Area that has been signed is a large step to what has happened in our nations, not only in Namibia and Zimbabwe, not only in Southern Africa, but Africa as a whole. So here we come to the international world. We want to make sure that throughout the world, throughout the continents, we make Southern Africa the best place to be for every business person.